And we're back with another riveting episode of Let's Unpack That Beat. Once again, this is just going to be really fun for me to learn what I used to do and what I do now, and just to see the growth I've had. But yeah, this is beat 2. It's called Lasting Impression, and let's dive into some of these layers here that I have created. I do recall this one starting with the microKORG, which is, I have 2 synths. One of them is a microKORG, bought it a long time ago, and the other one is a JP08 from Roland that I just purchased earlier this month. If there's one thing that I love, it is a hard synth bass. A lot of older industrial stuff uses it. I would say like Nine Inch Nails and Ministry use this stuff, but like this is one of my favorite just textures in the song, or like driving forces in some of my beats, or just really in any music in general. But this is what it sounds like. So as you can see, this is not even a clean fade right there. So go me. It's funny, man. Like I said, I've written a lot of songs before I started this project of DK Beats, but I never truly tried to level up my audio engineering game. It was just always something that I left to somebody else. And so on beat 2, I still have a lot of question marks as to why. I mean, I know why I did it is because I didn't know any better. This is why pursuing something over and over and over, you hit these plateaus where you say, okay, I know what I'm capable of. It's time to level up. And this has happened multiple times throughout the beat making process. But nevertheless, that's the bass line. There's quite a few microKORG layers in here. There are fades on this one. See another microKORG. Synths are just a lot of fun to play with. It's one of those things where it's like you can get lost in just making sounds, and you look at the clock and it's like, hey, it's been 45 minutes and I haven't written anything. I've just been monkeying with a bunch of sounds, and that stuff is always so much fun. It's just another pad here. Pan to the left. So as you can see, this song really starts with a bunch of just like atmospheric layers. There's this guitar pedal. I basically just hit a note on the guitar 3 different times and then rearranged it so there's like a hard left, a hard right, and a center. So it starts and goes a good deal through the song, comes back in here, and then ends with it, kind of like a bookend. Very simple, just one note, ping-ponging around to give some spatial dynamic to this mix. And then, so you heard some of the microKORG parts. This looks like another pad. Yeah, tons of really spacey sounds. Logic has a bunch of really cool pads. I'm actually to the point now where like I've used all of the samples in Logic a lot, and you know, a new instrument or like a bunch of new patches would really help. I wish I had the funds to buy like a really nice piano / key / big workstation with a whole bunch of new sounds. So yeah, as you can tell, the song kind of just like sweeps in with a bunch of pads and atmospheric noises. Then the bass line starts to come in. Cool. And then I do remember programming a beat for this, and it was like really busy. And when I came back to it, I was like, I essentially took out like 75% of the notes in the drum beat. And so it's just like a kick, snare, hat, something that's kind of just like splicey, and it's not super driving, but it's like it just hits when it needs to hit, in my opinion. So it sounds like this. pretty cool. Once you add in the bass line, you can feel the groove a lot better. I think one of the proud features of this song that I really like is that bass line, mixed with all the pads and the atmospheric stuff. It sounds like pretty dark, but the melody that I actually wrote over it is like a happy sounding melody. And I think it's like a nice surprise of like, oh, this song isn't actually that dark. It just sounds like that until the lead melody comes in. And this is the melody that I wrote on the microKORG again. A lot of this is Nine Inch Nails stuff, which I think Trent Reznor is one of the contemporary geniuses of our time. And I really knew that he was going to get into film scoring like before he ever did. I was like, they need to hire him to score films. And that's what he's doing now, like mainly kind of. But he does this a lot, like octave guitar parts that in the fact that there's not a whole lot of like minor or major voicing to them. It's just a note and then the octave above it. He does a lot of like leads that way. And so I took a page out of his book and like it references the bass line and that synth line, this little octave guitar piece here. And it fits well, I think. So I do recall making this the bridge of the song. And that part had not come in yet. And so a good songwriting technique is to like have certain melodies or chord progressions be referenced elsewhere in the track. So just like, it's not just like a part. So it also starts with that same. And then it comes in here again. And then it all comes together here at the very end. Adding in this hat to create more drive. This little broken down, this part is such a pop songwriting move. They'll go back to the chorus at the end and then have this broken down feel and then come in with all the instruments. That's what I basically did here. Yeah, I'll just play some of this beat to take us away, but hopefully you like this song. Hopefully whenever you see a video like this, it inspires you to go check out Beat 2, Lasting Impression. But I appreciate you tuning in and looking forward to unpacking Beat 3 very soon. Cheers, y'all.